There's a lot of brothers that really don't go to church. And trust me, it's a lot of reasons why. But this one young sister gonna figure that out. Let's go check this out.
The black church's focus is not on building families. It's about keeping women single, comfortable, independent. I said what I said. Just look at the numbers. The church is 70 to 80% single women. And the pastor want to sell these women this fairy tale, telling them that your Boaz is coming. Keep waiting, knowing good and well that there isn't any single men in the congregation. And that's low-key manipulation. Because the men aren't flocking to the churches because the churches are catered to women. The sermons shame men and pamper women. The programs be women brunches, women conferences, women's night. The churches know who paid the tithes. It's the women. So they selling the women these dreams while cashing their checks. And let's be real. The men that are in the churches are either one, already married, gay, or looking for some silly woman to take advantage of.
Now, she said that part right there. They either married, a lot of them are. She said gay. That is a very interesting dynamic. Now we talk about the church, we talking about the Bible. If you're preaching the Bible and you're really preaching it, you're not gonna have that element in your church. Sorry, you're just not. You're not. And then she mentioned, those dudes that's in the church trying to basically, be predatory on the women. Yeah, because a lot of single women are in the church house, a lot of them, and that's the ones that he can get a whole lot of money out of is those single women. Yeah, and the preachers, they don't tell these women what they need to hear, because beyond with you, the preachers don't preach about, okay, you already got a child, then they'll sit up there and be having another one in that church house. You know what I'm saying? It's like you would think you're learning something, like, about marriage and learning something about family structure and all that. And a lot of places they don't, because these women will come out of their pocket, as your sister said, about giving up the tithe. And that's all these preachers care about, is getting that tithe money out of them. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and continue what she had to say.
Ask yourself, if the church is really about family, why is it full of single mothers, single women, and empty of men? Because the black church needs the women single, desperate, and waiting. Because if you had the family that you prayed for, then they wouldn't be able to control you.
Well, a lot of men today, why a lot of us don't go to church, is because we see it's not doing nothing in the community. We understand we see the hustle. We know when a man being snakish. We know this. We men. We see what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes are fake. They're not really living the Bible like they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So why would you be in a spot like that? Men just can't be around a fake man like that. Especially talking about you supposed to be the spiritual leader. No, that's just not gonna happen. So men are turned off by it. If you see a church where you see a lot of men in there, then it lets you know, say, okay, yeah, this guy, this preacher must be about something. I see a bunch of men in here, and the men are rocking with him. That's a telltale sign if the dude is what he talking about. If you see a bunch of men in that church house, right? But a lot of these churches, like I said, they won't call out, the sin and unrighteousness like they supposed to. A lot of them don't call it out. Why? Because they don't want to have people leave because they're living in sin. And they won't. And if they call it out, then they're gonna leave, and they're not gonna have the more tithes. Forget that. The Lord will provide. You do thus saith the Lord, and preach the word. That's what you're supposed to do. But they don't, and that's why a lot of men just not going to church. That's just bottom line. I'm not saying every preacher out there is doing bad things. I'm not saying that, but unfortunately, it's more out there that are doing things that's not good versus those who could be doing the right thing. That's why I want to leave it at. But a lot of these churches, like I said, they can close their doors for